What's going on, guys? This is the DeFi Crypto Alliance show where we do our best to be the bridge between our fellow real estate investors, entrepreneurs alike, and the cryptocurrency world because crypto is the biggest opportunity. In fact, we've seen it with the meme coin run here over the last few days in PulseChain, which has been a ton of fun. And we're glad you guys are here for the ride. Corey, take it away.
Absolutely. Corey Geary here. And I'm just truly so blessed. Every day I wake up to live the life that I live with all you guys and with my family here, just enjoying this amazing life and enjoying this journey that we're having through cryptocurrency, where we're using this as a wealth creation tool. And then one day use some real estate to preserve that wealth. So then we could come back into crypto and buy the dip. That's always our goal. And speaking of dips, we got a pretty massive dip today, and a lot of our solid X altcoins or index, if you will, seems to be dipping pretty good. Which for me, man, this was a very healthy pullback. Like, thank God we're finally getting it now. It shows that this thing might actually be a long-term asset. Like, it scares me, Dane, when something just goes up and to the right forever. Like, that is not a healthy. That's not a healthy chart. Like, how can you sustain until the rug gets pulled out from under you or something? Like, this shows me there's some stability or some healthiness in the ecosystem. Now, the key is, where is the support? I see you in the chat, Paul Sachs. I would love to hear your comments on this. Where do you think the support is for Solid X? Does it go down and hit that range of $100? I see a lot of liquidity in that range, or $100 was at. It was sitting there for quite a while when it was trying to push past that. So there's a lot of whales or sharks who probably would defend that position. And then beyond that, man, you can take the fib and maybe you go in the drop in the 80% range. The 80% range takes us all the way down to like $50, which, I mean, if I saw that's still a healthy pullback. You could still buy that dip. Like, that's very, very healthy. So I don't know, or does the fire well step in and place a bid somewhere and absolutely smash the price chart back up again? That's the fun part about this. We just have no idea, and it's still pretty hard TA on this thing. It's funny though, Dane, me and you are in the Hans private group. And I saw you had commented in there. I saw it too. Hans had called the top, or at least the local top. And actually, I think he called it that. He had called the local top on Titan X. And I don't know if he was using a fib tool or how he determined that. But it was really cool that he called it. And then he's just like, well, he says, I can't call a per top. He's just, I feel like, this is a good place to take profits. And then the price smashed down. I'm wondering if Hans made the top. Like, I feel like he called it in the group, and it was like 10 minutes later, it started getting smashed down. Like, he naked the top. Who knows? I don't know what kind of bags he's got, and it's none of my business, to be honest with you. It's good for him if he did it. But, man, I would love to hear you guys' comments. Where do you think this thing grabs support? Now we're actually going to create structure. This is a good and healthy thing for a price chart. And I'll tell you, if we get low enough, I'll be aping some of my bags in. So it's going to be a fun ride.
Yeah, it's fun to see. And we're here for it. It's cool to be able to have. Once again, we want the marketing, we want the charts for the marketing, for the excitement, all that type of stuff. And so it's good to be able to see these moves, these movements, and everybody be able to play the game however they see fit. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Corey named this show today. What did you? Richard Hart has a time machine. I thought that was good. Let's give an update on Richard's case. So we talked about this yesterday. Richard's attorneys submitted their I can't remember exactly what it's called, but essentially their desire for the case to be dismissed. And the SEC came back yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Was it yesterday? And they said essentially they gave their reasoning why it shouldn't, and the judge will hear it. Does the judge have to make a determination? I don't think the judge has to make a determination either way until like fall, right?
I'm hearing now August is the rumbling I'm hearing when something needs to be. I don't know. it works. Nuclear herbs, even when he gives a description in his Twitter profile, it's like it's so long and so there's still so much lawyer jargon in there. I'm just like, man, I need a lawyer to like read through his simplification down to like first grader. If that's third grader, I need first grader. Okay. Like you just got to tell me, like, I don't know. It's hard. It's funny because I saw you post the response from the SEC yesterday, Dane, and then somebody on Twitter AI response from the Grok AI. That was a very interesting. Like the AI analyzed and said that basically, RH and the attorneys had submitted a very strong case in general. So it was very interesting to see that the AI bot that we have a very strong case. It doesn't mean we're going to win. It doesn't mean any of that, but yeah, no matter what, for me, I'm here for Ethereum to do its thing, and when the ETH ETF gets approved, because we're just leverage on Ethereum, we're leverage on ETH, and SolidX is leverage on RH. So like we need Ethereum to do its thing, and then it will trickle downstream, and all the assets will perform accordingly. And who knows, on productions, yeah, we addressed that in the beginning of the show. It's actually very healthy. In fact, this instills confidence in my in the price chart and in the protocol that it's having a correction. You need to have 80% pullbacks. I don't know if this do that. You can draw the fib lines. You can look at liquidity positions. Like there's a lot of liquidity in the $100 range. It may pull back in there and then lift back off. I don't know, right? I don't know what it's going to do, but it's very healthy for the chart to do this. In fact, the opposite was still, if it just goes up to the right forever, that scares me. And it gives me less confidence in the longevity of protocol. This gives me confidence of the longevity now of the protocol, and it allows people to catch, some dip if they wanted to get in, if they missed their opportunity and they want to catch some of this, they can. Whether it hits $100, I don't know. Whether it stops at 130, I don't know. If it goes down to 50, I don't know. We'll just have to see what happens here. But I don't think the fire well is done. That's not how this works. He's not done. So it'll be fun to see. Dane, did you see Axis hit right shy, I think, of 100K?
It's wild.
100K.
I did see that.
Surpassing Bitcoin. We need to be like in the news or something. Can somebody call like the 5 o'clock news and let them know?
It's cool to see what they're doing with liquidity bonding and all that type of stuff. I think one of the issues was they bonded stuff. They bonded, things like SolidX and Axis and whatnot together, and it gave people liquidity to dump their other stuff that they wouldn't have been able to before. So I don't know if the timing of that was the best play, but it's been fun to see what these guys have been cooking up. It's been really cool.
Yeah, bonded all the liquidity at the local top.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Yeah. I mean, back to Axis coin, though, blew past an all-time high of Bitcoin's price. That should make these 5 o'clock news, man. Who do we call up for this? It's great marketing. It's great marketing. So
right. So it's fun. Man, I mean, we're just kind of waiting around for case updates and ETH to make its run. We get a little rally here in PulseChain, which is a lot of fun, and everyone gets to decide how they want to play the game and what games they want to play, which is cool. So I don't have a lot to cover today. Oh, I did have one other thing I want to mention. I'm seeing on Twitter a lot of supposed, and I don't know if they're real attorneys, but supposed attorney accounts on Twitter providing commentary on Richard's case. And, I don't know if they're real once again, but it sounds like the consensus. I've seen like 3 or 4, maybe even 5 different accounts that I haven't seen before that are indicating that they think that Richard's attorneys did a good job in writing up their brief, and feel like one of them said that they thought this would be the first case that the SEC would actually lose in court. So that makes you feel warm and fuzzy. We'll see if it actually comes to fruition. It'll be cool to see.
It would be cool to see. I mean, we got other attorneys commenting. We got AI bullish on our side. I mean, I don't know. I'm telling you, Dame, we're just in a movie and it's all playing out. And we just need to have the faith and keep holding on to our bags. That is the main key. I truly believe this is the ecosystem that's going to really shine this bull run. It might be the late of the bull run. That is fine. But I do believe it's going to happen. So, yeah. Chart support might be around $76 to $100 range, but on a narrow time, not much to go up. I know that's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem. And on production, love to hear your opinion why you think it's going to zero. Comment in the comments. I would love to hear any data points that you have why you think that it's going to zero. I would love to hear it.
In fact, we would prefer data points than just rash opinions if you have them, sir.
Yeah, because then it's just narratives and FUD. You need to provide data behind it why it's going to zero. Because I mean, everyone's been saying that about the RH coins forever.
Right.
And
it's the same
that's
thing.
how crypto works.
Cool, Corey. Were there things that you wanted to touch? I mean, today might just be short and sweet. I don't think there's a ton of other things to cover. Yeah, I figured.
I mean, I would love to see some justification behind it. I want to cover that. Come on, man.
You say he doesn't have any.
Give us the goods, man. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, just I don't know what else the kind of news there is going around in PulseChain land. Oh, Crypto Sloth has a LP course, guys. That was really good. I participated in that way back in the day when it was him and Axis, and that was amazing for getting my knowledge for LP and just understanding how the ratio work, and so it was really good. So, you know, if you guys are interested in doing something like that, you can follow Sloth on Twitter, and he's got it posted there. I think it's $300. I mean, you know, it's very cheap. And considering, you know, what he's giving you 2 days of full value. Like, man, I'd be charging $3,000. But I mean, he's a hardworking dental student. So go and support him, guys. He's one of our good friends, and we want him to make it. And so, yeah, he does understand liquidity providing and that type of strategy. Back, and not saying that that's what you should be doing, but you should have an understanding of it and how it works, so you could understand crypto as a whole, a lot better. And so that's a very good educational piece to go through. Other than that, yeah, man. Let's see. Today's Wednesday. We should have open mic on Friday. And you guys should come on. I love for Urban Productions to come on and talk about why he thinks Titan X is going to zero. I would love to hear. Besides I'm sorry. So Titan X is probably going to zero. I'm sorry.
Solid. If it's built like Zen, I mean, probably gonna end up having a price chart like Zen.
Maybe that's Urban Productions. Maybe he's getting them mixed up. Maybe he can Titan X instead of Solid X. That's just how.
Maybe.
But at that point, I can see why you think it's going to zero. Urban Productions. In fact, I didn't like it in the very beginning. I invested in it because I didn't like it. I'm like, well, I'm gonna invest in it because I saw all the freaking Mexicans investing in. I knew they were going to freaking pump the shit out of that price. Man, it was one massive pump and dump. It was crazy. All the all their buddies over there, they pumped it and then they dumped on everyone's head. That was one of the biggest pump and dumps I've seen since crypto, man. It was crazy. and there was a lot of money, and they got all their friends to capitulate there at the bottom of PulseChain just so they could dump on everyone's head. It was wild.
It's brutal, man. It's fascinating to watch a PvP game and try to figure out, how you want to play your hand. Yeah, that was interesting.
I don't mind PvP game though, Dane, but when you have a community like a Telegram community, and inside that community, you're kind of the influencer who runs the community, and then you pump and dump on all your community members because you're the influencer, you want to have the authority, and they follow you. That's where I see a problem.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with PvP. That's what crypto is. That's all it is. We're all like trying to figure out the most creative way to dump on each other's heads at one point in time in this market cycle. And we're hoping we can dump on new money's heads more than we do on our own heads. That's ideally the plan, is that we want new money, and then they have to take their licks the way we took our licks, and then the next cycle, the new money gets to dump on the other new money. That's all it is. It's just like this circle of like everyone dumping on everybody. That's just how crypto works, and that's actually how all markets work, and which is funny. But there's certain things that you do inside that's, when you break it down, that you just don't do. I know it's we saw it in the we just mentioned the protocol. We saw it in his group. We saw him pump and dump a couple times on his community's head. And then I don't know, man. I don't like it when you're like the authority in the Telegram or in that community, and then you use that authority for pumping and dumping on everyone's head. So it's just like,
Yep. I agree.
I don't know.
I'm with you.
So
I'm with you.
So
this is a good question. Yeah, I do. I like this strategy, the 90-10, 90 core, 10% lottery. I think it's a good way where you can build your bags, where you can sleep at night and still, like play the game a little bit if you want to chase some of the shiny things. You give yourself a budget. I like it. I think you like it too, Corey, don't you?
Yeah, this is a strategy I deploy, to be honest with you. And I hardly ever tap into my blue chips bags, and I just stack the blue chips as my goal. And then I go into the 10% lottery part with my other bag to basically, for the long run, to accumulate more blue chips. That's the whole idea behind it. And I love it too, because it scratches the itch of like, oh, I'm not missing out. The tricky part is making sure you don't tap in past that 10%. And you have to be very diligent about like, okay, I'm not touching this portion of my bag. So like, for example, what's nice is I have a very large portion of my Pulse node validating. I can't touch that. Like it would take me 24 to 48 hours to get that out. And I'm cool with it. I don't want to touch it. Like, I don't want to be able to, because I might end up sabotaging myself. I just don't want to touch it. And so I leave that alone. I let it cook. And it's actually I like node validating because it's one of the few passive income plays where I don't have impermanent loss, and I could get out of the position and within about 24 to 48 hours. I'm kind of liquid. I'm not very liquid, but I'm sort of liquid. I'm liquid enough where I feel comfortable to leave it in there and cook. And then it's making me passive income. It's making me more pulse in the background. That's about the only type of passive income I like at this stage of the market. I don't like liquidity provided at this stage of the market. I guess if you have stable coins, put in earn or liquid loans, that's okay. But the problem with that is you're not exposed to the volatile assets, and we should be going up here very soon. Hypothetically, we should start moving again. And so depending on how you're playing that game, you don't want to be in stable coins for the most part, unless you're taking a loan. That's a different story, but it's a whole nother management piece that you got to take care of. So there's just not a lot of good passive income plays when you're in the bull market, where I feel like the node validating is still a very safe and conservative play. Now it's conservative and boring. That's the thing. You just got to let it go and cook. That's why I like it. That's why I like it. But the 90-10, man, is a strong strategy where that 90% of your core you don't touch, you're all stacking. And that way you never have a problem of getting rugged. For example, if any of these meme coins we get in and, you know, they rug, like you had a piece of your 10% in there. It's like, okay, whatever, right? It's not going to hurt you if that was the strategy you have been deployed. You know, the other two, you got to think about the other two sides of the spectrum. You could be all core, and that's fine, but just give me a very boring bull market. That's it. That's all it is. You're going to probably make some gains. You're probably going to make some really good gains at some point in time in the bull market, but you're going to be very bored, and that's fine for some people. Just don't be toxic when you're all core. Don't become a toxic maxi. It's okay to be a maxi. Just don't be a toxic maxi. There's a difference there. I'll give you an example. RH Max, not a toxic maxi. He's a very humble, conservative guy. When he does his streams, he doesn't talk any crap. He's not calling people out. Like, he's a very good dude, and he's a maxi. Like, I like his demeanor as a maxi. But then you look over at the other maxis, the freaking, you know, the guy who we used to like who sings West Coast. You know, they're toxic. They're very toxic. They get drunk and talk trash all day long on stream. That's not the way to build community and they lift each other up. It's just not the way it works. And the other end of the spectrum, you don't want to be a complete degen either and have all your coins and degening around, because then you can get wrecked really easy. You know, you're in too much on one and the other, and you're moving money around. It's like, yeah, that's a good way to lose value time. You lose 10% here, you lose 5% here, you lose 10% here, 5% here of the coins. So yeah, 90-10, man, that's a good rule. Sloth, there you are. We were just talking about you, broski. What up, man? We were just shilling your LP course, telling people that even if they are not LPing, they should still go into the course and see how this actually works. Kind of like lifting crypto, looking at crypto under the hood and how all this works. Everyone should have an understanding of that when they're in this space, especially if you're halfway deep into the space. So we shield your course for you. You can even feel free, if you want, to drop the link in the chat. I don't know if that'd help out or not, but I know it's cheap. It's like $300. I'll be attending this weekend when I can, depending on the times of the day you have it. But I'm gonna try to tune in and see if I can learn something new again. I mean, I learned all kinds of crazy good stuff the last time you did that. You're not a mod. I'm not a mod either. I don't even know. I don't have oh man. So all right. Tetra's on sale. Oh wow.
Everything's on sale today.
Everything's getting wrecked today. Like, it's a lot of blood in the streets right now, and it'll be interesting to see where all this settles. Yeah, I mean, everyone put their liquidity into Solid X, and now it's like, where's the liquidity going now that people are selling? I don't know. Where's that liquidity going? There's a lot of money getting out of it. Be interested to know where it's flowing.
Yeah, agreed. It will be interesting. All right, cool, guys. That's probably a good place to sound off today. You think, Corey?
Yeah, I'm cool with it, man. I'm gonna go hit the gym before our next appointment. I didn't get to run today because I was freaking so tired. I was up all night, not sleeping, and I didn't hit the gym this morning, so I need to get one in today.
Nice. I like it. All right, cool, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in for our short show today. We will see you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.